The Orias Initiative. Part 3. The guards were surrounding Leo and their team, and he was outrageous, yelling to them, "We are on the same side! What are you thinking? You are ghosts too! No way that we have a lockdown and a massive escape while you guys are here, and we are ignoring the coincidence!" The guard yelled back, "We helped you to control the rebellion. Why would we be part of it? Besides, our collars are on emergency mode. We can't travel like this," Leo answered, trying to convince them to put their guns down. "Calm down, sir. This is not personal. It's the standard procedure in any emergency like this," another guard, Carl, said calmly. He was older than the most, and Leo knew him before, from a different facility. "And does this happen very often?" Maya asked, also calmly and smiling at him. "No, only saw it once before. But if you guys have nothing to hide, then there is nothing to worry about too," he answered seriously. "We have nothing to do with," Leo was saying when he was interrupted by a loud blast sound, followed by a second and a third noise around the building, scaring them all. Someone in exploding the cells buildings. "North, south, and east, I believe," Maya said, while pointing with her finger towards each direction. "Maybe we should wait for a surprise at west too, right?" Maya seemed to be slightly sarcastic. What bothered Leo and Quinn that noticed that it wasn't her usual. "What is happening to you today?" Quinn asked, stressed, and Maya just smiled at him. Then, the blast happened at the west building, scaring them all once more. "Maybe we should move to a safer place. The prisoners know that the central building holds the surveillance, don't they?" Avery asked with a raised eyebrow. "We are safe here. This building is reinforced, has extra protection and escape routes in case of emergency. Furthermore, when the facility was locked down, access to the adjacent buildings became inaccessible. All bridges are retracted, isolating the administration from the cell sectors. You don't have to worry, just follow our orders," Carl said, still pointing his gun towards them. "The escape routes lead to the docks on the road, right?" Maya asked. "Why are you interested?" Carl asked. "I am not. Just noticed while we were coming that they were too far from the facility to be just for supplies. Vehicles were my next guess. There are a couple options, but if we need to use one, you just have to follow us," Carl answered, and after a moment of hesitation, he completed, "But it was a smart observation, young lady." "Thank you, officer," Maya answered, smiling. With a stroke, the iron gates of the administration were broken down, and through the guard's radio they heard, "The ghosts have invaded the central building. Repeat, they are in the central building. Copy." "But what the hell is happening today?" the first guard exclaimed. "He is B.O. Billy." "Okay, you wanted to know about the tunnels. You are going to meet them. Follow me," Carl said, guiding Leo and the others to a long corridor behind the shelves of the archive towards the south face of the building. Leo was behind his squad to make sure they were all coming, but also to call their people outside through the radio. They had no news on Thalia yet, and he had just sent Julian after her, towards the rebels coming in. "Julianne, River, any news? Copy. Please answer me. Copy." And there was only silence on the communicators. He suddenly noticed a move from the corner of his eye, a discrete vibration on the light and the air around them, that a regular person would never realize it was there. But because of what he was and what he does, Leo knew exactly what it was about. Someone was traveling and he could see who it was. Maya. Leo felt a cold feeling in his belly and cringed for a second. How could Maya travel if their collars were in safety mode? And why was she traveling? In a rush, he rushed to her back and, pulling her collar at the nape of her neck, realized something that shocked him. Her collar was turned off. Leo then understood that it wasn't just for information that Maya was there. But how? How was she doing that? She wanted to rescue her sister, probably. Not only her, but Gale, Avery's brother, who until then they didn't know was there. But how did Maya know? Leo felt his spine shivering from the base to the nape of his neck, and the butterflies in his stomach spread throughout his body. "Are you okay, buddy?" Avery asked Leo, noticing he had eyes wide open. "Yes, I am fine," he answered, whispering, and watching Maya looking at him through the corner of her eye. She felt him touching her neck, so she knew that he knew, and Leo didn't know what that meant in those circumstances. They were going down through hallway after hallway in a zigzag for a couple minutes when the guards stopped in front of a large doorway with a thin layer of bright light shining on the surface. Then Carl said, "I am sorry, kids, but you can't go any further. Nexa will immediately kill any ghosts that cross this barrier, and we can't risk letting some of them get away, so we need to resolve it right here," Carl said, crossing the light and pointing their guns to them from the other side. Avery moved forward, but even before touching the light, she felt the static of the shock field coming from the light. "Why? You don't have to kill us," Leo shouted from behind. "I don't. I can just leave you on your own. But then if Nexa loses control of the situation and activate the contingency protocol, you all are going to die as any other ghosts still inside. I am offering you guys mercy here," Carl answered, and the guards cocked their weapons, prepared to shoot. And as the ghost she was, Maya acted. She traveled to the other side of the doorway, behind Carl, and with a quick chokehold, she broke his neck. Maya then used him as a shield while the others shot at her. And traveling through space once more, she pulled an officer's arm towards the guards as he opened fire, hitting the others in the back. Not everyone was dead, so Maya quickly traveled to each of their backs, finishing with a quick shot, using Carl's gun. She grabbed Carl's credentials and showed to Leo, saying, "Now I am going to get us out of here." And with that vibration Leo knew very well, the card disappeared from Maya's hand. "Where did you take it?" Leo asked while he heard another door opening from behind him and Thalia showing up at the door. "Hi guys, did you miss me?" Thalia said, smiling and holding Carl's credential in between her fingers. "Leo did. You should have seen his face," Maya answered, hugging her. "Not funny, Maya. What are you thinking?" "What does this means?" Leo asked furiously. "It means freedom, honey. That's what it means." Thalia answered, smiling at him and with a sweet voice tone that would always calm him down. "Let's go!" "Wait, and the ghosts?" Avery asked. "Don't worry about them, just trust me. This was well planned," Maya answered, with an anxious look at Quinn. "Come on, we have to go," Thalia said, pulling Leo through his uniform towards the lateral hallway. "What if I don't want to go?" a voice asked, behind them all. It was Quinn. He was staring at them with scared eyes, and Maya was looking at him, with tears in her eyes and her hand extended to him. "Oh, darling. I was hoping so much you would do it differently this time," Maya whispered, still looking at him. "What? What do you mean?" "You should have told me. You didn't ask me if," Quinn said, then quieting his words before finishing his sentence. "She did." Maya asked him, and he told her that being free with her was his dream. "Maya, I am so sorry. I didn't thought you meant it. I don't want to be a runner. Not that I have much of a choice now," Quinn exclaimed. "I am sorry that is your choice," Maya answered him, and wiping her tears with her fist, she whispered, so quietly that only Avery could hear it. "And that's how I die." Suddenly, more guards showed from the path they came, and at the sight of Quinn, still close to the guards' bodies, they started shooting. Maya traveled fast enough to hug Quinn and cover his body with hers, and Quinn traveled fast enough to take them both out of the bullet's way towards the side entrance before Maya was shot again. Quinn's collar gave him a paralyzing shock that made him to fall and writhe on the floor for a couple seconds, enough to incapacitate him for a moment. Leo and Thalia grabbed Quinn's arms to run away, and Avery picked up the bleeding Maya and they started running. "Where do we go, Maya?" Thalia yelled. "To my sister," Maya answered, holding her ribs where she was bleeding by the shot. They could hear the guards behind them, but they seemed to be more interested in running away. Then, following their group, still, there were at least 3 guards coming. "Where were you?" "Oh my, give her to me," Maya heard Julian's voice yelling from their front. And once again, Maya asked for her sister. Julian grabbed Maya and gave his gun to Avery that were queued to deal with the guards coming their way. "My sister, I need my sister," Maya requested while Quinn was recovering from the shock and understanding what had just happened. "Maya, babe," he whispered. "She is coming, Maya. River and the other are with her, and Gale and all the other guys. When did you plan all this? I am impressed." Julian asked, and Maya didn't answer as she was saving her energy to speak with Mira. They continued moving until they were out to the patio, and Mira, Damien, Gale, and other people were waiting for them in their truck. Did River cause trouble? Maya asked with a smile. Not at all. She is more excited than everyone else. Hold on tight, little one. We're almost there, Julian asked. Once she saw Mira, Maya extended her arms to her sister, and jumping out of Julian's arms, she wrapped Mira in a hug. She held her sister tightly in her arms and spoke in her ear, something that only the two of them knew, between spurts of blood that came out of her mouth. Their bodies were shaking and tears were streaming from their eyes. Mira let go of her sister and fell on her knees, burying her face in her arms and crying. Disoriented, Maya called Quinn with her hand and he approached her and held her tight, saying, I am so sorry, babe. You will be okay, I promise. We have to go. Can we go now? She needs a doctor. We still have to open the external gate to create a breach in Nexa Field and pass with the truck, and I still don't know how to do it, Thalia shouted while they were putting their small group of ghosts in the truck. There was fire everywhere, in all buildings, and people running away from everywhere, but somehow, the path they went was clean. All the larger groups were being followed and persecuted by the helicopters and the guards, but they were almost invisible in that mess. Maya signaled with her hand to Leo to come over and said, Quinn, it's okay, just listen. You all have to be very fast. I am going out to open the gate for you. Mira knows exactly what to do, so follow her leadership. Do you comprehend? Leo nodded his head, but Quinn wasn't understanding. You can lead us. You just have to come back. Babe, the outside energy field, the color doesn't matter. I have no time, Maya said, pulling Quinn close and kissing him for the last time before disappearing from his arms. Maya, no! Quinn shouted, while Leo held him and tried to calm him down. She can't survive the field. Leo, she can't. No ghost can, Quinn whispered. Maya will survive. She knows it, otherwise she wouldn't try, Mira said, looking at Quinn with sweet eyes. What? Quinn asked, while they heard the gate opening. It was a massive lead gate, large enough to create a barrier in the field to transport ghosts when necessary. The contingency protocol was immediately activated as expected, and the alarm ringed with the countdown. We have to move now, Leo shouted, and they left with the truck, accelerating as fast as they could to cross the gate. Unsurprisingly, as soon as the gate was completely opened, it started to close. They passed largely through it, but only a few meters after the truck crossed the gate. The field began to glow red and blue, and many screams were heard from inside the facility. As they were passing by the first guardhouse, Quinn could see Maya inside. She waved at them, smiling because she made it, wearing what Quinn recognized as her pajamas and a coat. As they walked away, her image faded. It didn't disappear like it did when she traveled through space or time. It just grew brighter and more unsubstantial, like a real ghost. In a way, Quinn understood. She couldn't travel into the future beyond her own existence after all, which meant that wherever Maya was, she was probably dead. Quinn cried quietly. Everyone was still tense. They weren't safe yet, but some were celebrating already. Mira sat near Quinn and held his hand. Looking at her was even more painful, as she was just like Maya, with some extra scars and a baby face to balance them, and he didn't say a word. Don't worry, Quinn. It is not over yet, Mira said. How? Maya is gone. I saw it. I know, Quinn. I know you saw it. But it is not over. Just trust me. I will pick up my sister when the time comes, Mira said, smiling. Wait. Can you travel people around space like me? Oh, wait. Can you travel people through time, Mira? Mira laughed and said, Don't worry about my methods. Just wait and see. She will return to you, Mira said, walking away from him and sitting near Damien, kissing him in the cheek and celebrating with the others. Where are we going now? Gale asked, hugging Avery now that they could feel free to kill the longing. To the docks. I have a man there, Adrian, Damien answered. Suddenly, they heard shots. There were guards coming, cars and a helicopter. How are your collars, guys? Leo asked. And they noticed they were back functioning. We can fight. We are far enough from the facility to do it, Avery said. Wait, don't trust it, Damien shouted. He then grabbed a device that they know very well. The guards had them in their dorms, long metal rods on wire with a magnetic tip, which released the collars from the necks. "How did you get one of those?" Leo asked, mesmerized. "My sister, she knows what she is doing. Now, you fight free," Mira exclaimed, while Damien removed all the collars from their necks. And once they were free, Leo shouted, "Let's finish them, my friends." To be continued.